morning is 7:03 on this Monday, August 5th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. A Monday morning, a little foggy out there, but it's Monday morning. The school is back in session. Watch out for the school bus. We're going to have a magnificent Monday, and we're getting all started here this morning with Absolute Kubota. We got Don Hamlet with us. Don, good morning to you.
Good morning. Be careful out there. It's foggy.
Yeah. Sun will burn it off for long, but
kiddos are standing all over the streets out there. Be careful.
That's right. We do start every Monday morning off with a representative from Absolute Kubota. Absolute Kubota specializes in the sale of Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, and RTVs. They also carry Exmark mowers. Exmark is one of the top-selling zero-turn mowers in the country, and of course, they're located in the same building as Absolute Rental and Supply, which specializes in tool and equipment rental. Again, we have Don Hamlet with us today from Absolute Kubota, which is open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, 7 to 4 on Saturdays, and are located at 1325 West Main and Lebanon behind Advance Auto Parts. Look for their big sign or the orange tractors. Phone number 615-449-6171, and their website www.absolutekubota.com, and you can also check them out on Facebook. Okay, Don, how's it going with you?
Going great.
Yeah.
Going great. Had a great July. I'm going to tell everybody appreciate all the business. It was awesome. All the rain made the grass grow.
And I've been thinking, if somebody is in the grass mowing business, you know, they probably, maybe their living in the summer is doing that. They've had a good year.
They should have had a good year. I mean, we had a little dry spot back at the 1st of June. Remember, it got really hot and dry. But, man, July, I think I watched on the news the other day. They said we were some 12 inches ahead for the year on rainfall, and I believe it. I don't like it when you get all of it like in 30 minutes. You know, if they spread it out over a week or so, it'd be great.
You got that right. But it has been great for people who it's been a little more time spent if you do your own.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, we've had some people concerned about the piling up of grass. We just try to explain to people, and just remember, this time of the year, your grass is full grown. The stems are bigger. We are getting a lot of rain, really grows a lot. So, you know, just don't be getting upset with your equipment if you think, oh, my grass is just piling up. It's growing 4 or 5 inches in a week, and like I said, it's full-grown stem. So it just gets tough this time of year. It might not look like it does in the spring where you got little baby stems. So.
But you people, of course, you have a lot of people who depend on you for the maintenance of their equipment, whether they do it themselves, but especially the professionals. And you really do your best to take care of them.
We really try hard to take care of everybody the same. You know, of course, the professionals are coming in there, and they may be taking care of your yard. So, you know, you want to get those guys taken care of, too. So, but, I mean, those guys back in the back, when it gets wet like this, because hay season is better. I've talked to a lot of guys. I know everybody's got their second cutting down already and everything. Most everybody has, and they're even talking about maybe getting a third cutting this year. So, you know, it's just anything to do with grass and weeds, man, it's coming up. So it's growing.
We've got a Kubota tractor in the great giveaway, which we want to just mention quickly this morning. You have tickets available at your place.
We do have tickets available for that. I know we only put the tractor out that everybody's been seeing, but ours is actually going to be a tractor package that we're going to give away. It's going to be a trailer, a tractor and a loader, a box scraper, and a cutter. So you could win the whole package. Just back your truck right up to the 2-inch ball, hook it up, and drive it away.
Well, Kubota has come a long way, and you and I have talked about this. Jonathan Manning, when he's here, has too. I think it's hard to beat it anymore.
I think best I can know when we go to training, it is the nation's #1 selling tractor under 40 horsepower for like the last 15 years. I mean, we're not into the 275 horsepower, you know, big type tractors, but there's very little of that type farming that goes on around here. Mm-hmm. You know, when you just need to take care of your driveway, you want to bush hog your farm, keep it looking neat, can't beat a Kubota. They're tough.
Well, we've got a lot of people who do a little farming on the side and have a regular job and that sort of thing. Maybe weekend farmers or after hours, and you come right in there for them.
Oh yeah, I mean I guess you'd call them a hobby farmer. Some people just want to have, like I said, a garden. Others just want to keep their farm looking neat. You know, if it's just 25 or 40 acres, whatever it is, 10 acres. You know, they make different size tractors for all the different jobs.
And you also have these vehicles, the RTVs, that you can go almost anywhere in. But they are great if you've got a big acreage to cover and keep up with.
Well, they've got them anywhere from just the small 500 size units that you might just want to drive around and check your fences, and they've got the new 850s that'll go 45 miles an hour. So whatever your thrill level is, you can get in one of those and get out and run around. Also, before I forget, I want to mention this coming Saturday. I'm from Hartsville. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be back up there, Trousdale County, this Saturday at the youth fair, the Trousdale County Fair. I'm going to have a booth set up. So if you've been wanting to get out and look at some Exmark and Kubota equipment, I'll have that up there. I know the Wilson County Fair starts the next weekend, but I'll be up there in Trousdale County this week. It's Saturday. Going to have a big car show and everything. So
where's that?
It's going to be at the Trousdale County High School.
Okay.
So if you know, Hartsville's not that big. Yeah. So if you know anything about Hartsville, you'll know where the Trousdale County High School is. Come on out and check it out. And there's, like I said, there's going to be a nice big car show going on at the same time.
Well, I'm sure a lot of your friends from Trousdale County will come just to see you.
I hope they do.
And then you'll introduce them to Kubota.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for being here. I guess we'll see you next Monday.
Next Monday morning, I'll be here.
Don Hamlet, he's in sales at Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main in Lebanon, Tennessee. We are 10 minutes after the hour, and my guest this morning is from the Sheriff's Department. We're happy to have Lieutenant Scott Moore with us today. I guess we could say substituting for Sheriff Bryan, but Lieutenant Moore, good morning.
Good morning. It's big shoes to fill, but I'm glad to be here on the early Monday morning to start the week off right.
Well, we're glad to see you. You are the information officer, public information officer for the Sheriff's Department. You're in charge of the school resource officers, SROs, among other things. That goes with the title of lieutenant, I guess.
That's correct. It's a busy job, but I love every second of it. So sometimes it gets frustrating.
You seem to have really, I guess the word is gravitated to law enforcement. Once upon a time, you played basketball, and I don't know what else. But people that know you, you're a big, tall guy. But you've been in, excuse me, you've been involved with our school system for quite some time. You, at one time, I remember you were the school resource officer down at Wilson Central, and that was several years ago.
That is correct. And, the school resource officer program began here in Wilson County in 1995. We were one of the Rutherford County was the first one. I think they implemented the program in 93. And so when I got hired here at the Wilson County Sheriff's Office in 99, I actually never heard of it before, didn't know anything about it. And so it kind of, the sheriff at the time had kind of talked to me about it, wanted to know if I was interested. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that's going to be right down my alley. And, it gave me an opportunity to coach and, do a couple things at the school. And, but it was a lot of good memories of Wilson Central. They it was one big family, and they welcomed me with open arms. So,
well, let me ask this. I may have asked you this before, but I don't remember the answer. But did you start out in the jail?
I did. I was
most people who have made it to higher realms in the Sheriff's Department have started out in the jail. That's kind of a beginning place.
It is. I start off third shift and work from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning, and I tell you what, I wasn't back there too long, but I learned more back there than I had in any other division that I've worked in. So it's one of them jobs where you really have to rely on training, be on top of your toes, and make sure that you pay attention to what's going on. So it was a very good experience for me, and I believe that everyone who starts off should start off, in the jail if they work at a sheriff's office, just to see, it just teaches you how to deal with people, and it's one thing that you have to have in law enforcement.
Yeah, and there's another thing too that you want to avoid if at all possible. That's doing something to create a lawsuit that some inmate can bring against the county. So and that can happen in other situations too. But we're always. It seems like if there's any little thing goes wrong, somebody's ready to sue if they're incarcerated.
One of the first things that all employees do when they get hired is, you go through our policies and procedures, and, sometimes that can get lengthy, but it's one of those things that you have to know, and you really have to take a lot of pride in knowing those policies and procedures. And and really abiding by them and things like that. So I was very fortunate to get that experience, and it's really helped me down the road.
Yeah, and I suppose that we have pretty much policies, regulations in place for just about any kind of situation you can imagine regarding law enforcement, and so you get on that right away.
That is correct. It covers, I mean, any division you work in, whether it's corrections or patrol or detective or school resource officers. You know, there's different policies or procedures in each division. It's just one of those things, again, you have to know like the back of your eyelid, and you know, that way you can react, because everything we do in law enforcement is you know, it's quick decision making and things like that. So anyways.
Well, let me ask, is there any particular thing you wanted to discuss this morning, or are we already on this?
Well, I'd say, you know, it is the, you know, school started last Thursday, and you know, the summertime's always an opportunity for not only students, but parents and administration, teachers, as well as SROs to kind of get a little bit of break from each other and get refreshed. And I know our school resource officers worked hard this summer of getting specialized training. And we actually just had a training the day before school started, and yeah, they're ready to go, and boots are on the ground, and we're ready to have another great year like we did last year.
Okay, Lieutenant Scott Moore is my guest. It's time for us to take a break. You're listening to Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota and Rental, fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're looking live at the crash here in Hermitage. It's up against the wall here on 40 westbound, right near Central Pike, with all that traffic flow coming in from Mount Juliet, Wilson County now, with some rubbernecking going on more than anything, really, on 40 westbound again at Central Pike. A crash eastbound, 24 at OHB, south of town, and traffic's really picked up 65 southbound there around Metro Center. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken. Check it out, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Don't put off the things you should do today. Start a financial plan with Waypoint Financial Partners. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Axe Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC, Waypoint, your future, your way.
At Absolute Kubota, now you can get a great-looking cut in less time, every time. With an Exmark, the mowers landscape pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand of mowers. Right now, Exmark is offering great incentives on the newly redesigned Quest, our most affordable zero-turn riders, starting as low as just $32.99. Check out all the special Exmark deals today at Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee. Exmark, ready to work for you.
And we continue here on a Monday morning. If you're just joining us, we welcome you. Of course, I think when here's fog, you probably looked to sun. It's quite a bit fog earlier this morning. Of course, school started last week. The buses are rolling, and watch out for the children along the way. And we do have Lieutenant Scott Moore here representing Sheriff Robert Bryan, and of course we've already talked about you are over the school resource officers, and they're back on the job. But another thing that ties in with school, we've not only had a law forbidding the use of cell phones in a school zone. It was implemented earlier. It was in fact last year, no, but we've got even more laws regarding that now. So people need to be aware.
Yeah, the hands-free law came out July 1st, and it wasn't a very popular one when it first came out. But everyone's just got to realize that a high percentage of teen accidents, as far as driving, I think it was around 60% last time I checked, was related to distracted driving as well as adults. So when that law came out, it was something that was very much needed, and it applies to these school zones because when children are loading and unloading from school buses, they're relying on when the stop sign is out on the bus, they're relying on that to protect them. And a lot of times when we have traffic violations, of citizens going through there is because they're distracted and they're on the phones, they're talking on the phone, they're texting, and it only takes a couple seconds to miss that school zone, and all of a sudden you're going 55 in a 25, and you don't realize it. And there's just so many incidences that take place in the past where people were driving distracted while going through school zones. So it's very important to really keep those hands free. The only place that your hands need to be at is on the steering wheel and your eyes on the road.
Now, you can still have a phone and have it mounted, or you can have, if you more modern way, there's a way to talk on your phone, and that's not been ruled out. It may not be a good idea. There's still some distraction there, but at least you got both hands on the steering wheel, let's say.
That's correct, and there's a lot of people through my observation that are now using Bluetooth devices, and you can initiate a phone call or to terminate a phone call. But the rest, your hands have to be free, and as well as you could use a GPS, if it's mounted and things like that, as long as it don't, you're not doing it while you drive. So,
what do you in law enforcement do? I mean, you use your cell phones a lot too, don't you?
We do. I know my job specifically, everything I do is with a cell phone, and if something bad were to happen, my phone's going to start ringing off the wall, and so there is some. As far as for law enforcement and emergency personnel, we in emergency situations we can or are allowed or exempt from from not using our phones. So that's something that we just utilize again emergency situations. And other than that, we're going to abide by the law just like everyone else.
Well, if a citizen has a phone call, I mean, I guess it's be better just to pull off the road and take care of that if you can. Even, I don't know how advisable it is on the interstate to pull over to the side, but at least you wouldn't be, your attention could be on the phone that way if you're off far enough. Is that a decent idea?
I believe so. If there's ever a place where you can pull over on any kind of shoulder or anything like that, that's always the best way. And then put your flashers on while you're on the shoulder. To allow people to slow down and that type of thing. So that's always one of the best options to do. And again, it's put into place because there's so many accidents involving distracted driving, and the state just took a stance on trying to lower those and the amount of incidences.
Well, I know that there's been a lot of we've mostly been talking about telephone calls and the actual use of your cell phone in the car here, but then of course they're used for texting. And some of these younger people seem to be awfully adept at text. I mean, I don't know how anybody can drive and text. I mean, I couldn't do it, drive and text at the same time. But some of them have done it and apparently fairly well. But it's still a distraction. And as you were pointing out earlier, those distractions are causing a big percentage of our wrecks and even sometimes, I guess, taking lives.
It's much more than a distraction because even if you're talking on your phone, you're still distracted, but for the most part, your eyes are on the road. And when you're texting someone or something like that, then your eyes are getting off the road and on the phone. And that's just, the way the statistics are, it's just as dangerous as if you're driving drunk. So, if you take your eyes off the road just for a split second or two, you've already went a couple lengths to a football field at a high rate of speed, and there's anything that can jump in the way, such as deer or just any kind of obstruction in the road, and so it's just a dangerous situation.
Well, I think it's come to one of these things where as long as it's not really a problem, we don't a lot of times make the laws. Most of the time, these kind of laws come because people have been abusing a situation, haven't been using common sense, have really been endangering other people's lives.
Right, and we all know that when you form bad habits, they're hard to get out of. And so this first month, we have stopped, a few individuals for, driving while being on the phone, but this first month or two is going to be more or less of, when we pull someone over, maybe give you a warning and educate you about the law and why it's important. And again, whenever you create a bad habit, it takes a while to get out of that bad habit. And you got to accustom yourself to a new habit, or in this case, a new law. And we're going to be patient in the process, and hopefully, many people out there can get out of those bad habits.
I know I was driving the other day, my phone rang, and I jackrabbit out of my pocket, and I think I'm not supposed to be doing this, so I didn't even open it up. I just waited till I could. But it will take a little time, I guess, to get accustomed to that. We've spent quite a bit of time talking about this, but I think it's time well spent. But there's some other things we want to talk about this morning as well. But just again, just be aware. School has started. There's a little more responsibility on the driver, and especially in the school zone. You've got a Citizens Academy coming up, I believe.
That is correct. I believe it's class number 13, and we usually conduct 2 classes or 2 academies throughout the year. We had one back in the spring, and it was a full class. We can take up to 25 people, and we just opened up the application process on August 1st, and it'll run through September 16th, which is a Monday. The class will actually start on September 17th, and it'll run for 12 weeks from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we encourage anyone who lives in Wilson County or works in Wilson County to fill out an application. You have to go through the process, and we would love to have you. And it just gives you an in-depth look of what goes on behind the walls at the Wilson County Sheriff's Office. And
are you greatly involved in that? Do you lead that maybe?
Actually, I don't. Lieutenant James Lanier, who's on patrol, was the one that actually started that and went to Sheriff Bryan, and Sheriff Bryan gave him his blessings, and so he's been kind of the director of that since it opened up. I do have, I do teach a couple classes. I'll teach a class with about the School Resource Officer program as well as the public information. So I am in, I've got a couple nights where I show up and kind of do my thing, but it's a great experience for everybody.
All right, you got till September 16th to get registered, I believe you said.
That is correct.
It starts the 17th and goes how many weeks?
It goes 12 weeks, and each application will just have to go through a background check, and but it's absolutely free, and again, it's a good experience and covers every division at the Sheriff's Office.
And three hours on consecutive Tuesday nights there, starting the 17th.
That is correct. Okay. And a lot of hands-on classes, too. I mean, we'll go anywhere from defensive tactics to they'll get to see what our special response team does, and it just covers everything. So,
well, now, the city and P.J. Hardy, Sergeant P.J. Hardy, has talked about theirs several times when he's out here. Are they similar? I bet they're not just alike, though.
They're probably just not alike, but I mean, I believe that the goal of it is similar as far as just, getting citizens aware of what goes on. So,
well, you've got to jail. They don't.
That's big enough. We could probably do a 12-week class on that. So it's definitely an experience that a lot of people don't realize what goes on back there, and again, what the responsibility of that is, and that's a huge responsibility.
Who come to this do get to I guess tour the jail to see what it's like there.
That is correct. They'll get to go through our booking to see what the process is when someone's brought in, all the way to actually going back there into some of the pods and to where our tower operator is, and just kind of see, it's a big operation back there, and a lot of people don't realize what all goes on and the responsibility that comes with it.
Well, I know you're not in charge of the jail and all that, but as public information officer, you probably keep up with it. A lot of times we talk about how overcrowded the jail is, and that fluctuates, has to do with how fast the court system comes through, but and then it depends on a lot of times maybe we have a drug bust or something like that, and it gets filled to overflowing, but we need to do something, and I think we are. You got any big news about that yet?
I know it's just the jail expansions in the process, and of course that's always a big process. And Wilson County is growing exponentially, and when you have the growth that we have, obviously it's going to cause for some problems with overcrowding and things like that. So I know there's a lot of people working together to try to get this accomplished, and there's no doubt that we're in dire need of expansion of the jail because of the overcrowding. So I believe everything in due time will work out, and hopefully everything will get us to a point where we need to be able to do that.
We got just over 2 minutes left. Anything else you want to mention this morning? Of course, we got the fair coming up. I don't know how involved you are in that, but the sheriff's presence is usually there, and I think sometimes you even I know in our community here, inmates who can be trusted are used to do different things. The sheriff sheriff's office has been doing that for umpteen years here, and I guess that still goes on a lot.
Sure, we have a male and a female work crew that goes out and they'll assist wherever is needed, and a lot of times they will work. I'm sure as far as on the grounds at the Wilson County Fairgrounds to help get things prepared for it. And I know as far as security wise, we've been working hard the last few weeks of trying to get security lined up, and we do have a schedule out, and we maintain the inside perimeter of the fairgrounds during the fair, and we work alongside with Lebanon, who does a lot of the parking lot and traffic flow and things like that. So we're going to work together as a team, and hopefully we'll have another good, safe fair, and looking forward to it. And it's going to be a lot of people coming to it.
Well, I heard Randall Coleman speaking at a civic club the other day, and he was asked about security for the fair, and there were things that's in place that I didn't even know about. There's great security for the fair.
I believe so. And whenever you have the amount of people that's at the fair in one given day, you look at a Saturday and there could be well over 100,000 people there throughout that day. Right. So there's a lot of thought preparation's got to go into it, because our ultimate goal is to provide a safe and secure environment for everyone to come so they can come enjoy the fair. Well,
it's been that way so far, and I hope it can stay. And thanks to all that you and law enforcement do to help make that possible.
I appreciate that.
And our time is up, but thanks for being here this morning. Lieutenant Scott Moore, substituting for Sheriff Robert Bryan. Always good to have you. I hope you'll send you back for long. Okay, that is part one of Coleman & Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford. And they have the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It looked like a two-car crash here at Charlotte Ave at 16th. That's coming inbound through Midtown right now, just bumper to bumper. 65 south at Trinity Lane, working your way down from the north. They moved that right quickly there in Hermitage. Good thing, because all that traffic volume coming in on 40 West from Wilson County there into heavy there at the county line. Traffic still busy coming up through Brentwood right now, but it's moving 65 north. Get the lowest prices, most of your airline tickets, smart fares, save you 70% off. Call 1-800-915-2544. I'm Commander Chuck. Your on-time traffic.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to RockyWilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to RockyWilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower cuts a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a rugged deck, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable. For a limited time, you can get a Z100 mower for as low as $83 a month. Now through August 31st, 2019, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Absolute Kubota, located at 1325 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Hope your work week is getting off to a great start. We'll see mainly sunny skies for your Monday. I can't rule out a few scattered storms with highs topping out near 90. Now as we head through this evening, we'll see that storm chance taper off after the sun goes down. Skies will turn partly cloudy with lows falling into the upper 60s. That's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Here we go with part 2 on a Monday morning. We've got Billy Mullinax here to talk about Rocky Williams' career, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram McDonnell Juliet. Billy Mullinax, no haggle. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Always good to see you.
It's always good to be here.
Well, you bring me my second cup of coffee on a Monday morning, and that's nice, too.
You just get to keep sitting down and don't have to get up and move any.
That's right. No haggle pricing at Rocky Williams. Everybody pays the same great low price.
That's exactly right, Coleman. We had a gentleman that does some work for us the other day. That he's a vendor for us. He got with me. He said, let me know what you can do on this vehicle. I said, and he has not worked with us for very long. And I said, what do you mean? What can we do? He said, well, what's the best price? I said, the price that's posted on it is the price that I would pay, price that Rocky's children would pay. It's the price that you'll pay.
If you get it.
He said, I didn't know y'all worked. I said, we absolutely work like that. But I said, if you'll check around, it is a great price. Yeah. It's not just take it or leave it price, but it is a great price. We give you our best price right up front.
I love those stories.
Yeah.
I can just imagine if he's not familiar with your operation, the surprised look on his face.
Sure. Because that is so abnormal, for our business. But we really do. We stick to our price, and regardless of who you are, you get our very best price.
That's really great to know. And in addition to that, if there are some rebates, you've said this before, but I like to point this out because there are some rebates for some people that some people are entitled to, or that Chrysler offers that everybody doesn't qualify for.
That's right.
You've got your low price, and if there's something else that can be included there, it might be even less than that.
That's exactly right, Coleman. There are some rebates that some people will qualify for. Let's just say that some vehicles, Chrysler will do a rebate if your credit score is below a certain point. Mm-hmm. There's certain rebates that if you finance through a certain bank, there's some rebates for individuals if they're USAA members. There's a lot of different types of things like that we have nothing to do with, mm-hmm. but we look for anything. Because if we don't give it to the customer, it does nobody any good.
Right. Well, again, everybody pays the same great low price at Rocky Williams, and that includes not only new but pre-owned. And you have a pretty good lot filled with both, I understand.
We do, Coleman. We've got almost 200 pre-owned vehicles right now. So got a great selection of new and pre-owned. So we've got a little bit of something for everybody if you're interested in a vehicle right now.
Great service after the sale, too. We've talked about your air-conditioned workplace. Of course, it's heated in the wintertime,
That's
too.
right.
They don't have to suffer from the weather when they're working on your car.
That's exactly right. And a lot of people say, well, that doesn't matter to me. Well, it really does matter because if, these hot days, if a mechanic, if he's not got sweat running down in his eyes, he's going to be able to do a whole lot better job and make sure that things are done correctly. Yeah. Than if he's hot and aggravated and frustrated and got sweat running his eyes. So it's a great environment to work in.
By the way, I almost forgot again. We were talking about all your cars and what you do. You do post all of those. You have the entire inventory right there at RockyWilliams.com.
You might see your neighbor there, Coleman.
RockyWilliams.com. Might see your neighbor. You might see just the next car you're going to own.
That's exactly right. We give you our price, our best price right there also. You don't have to call, click, come by, email, or do anything to get our great low no haggle price.
Right. And one more thing here, of course, you're participating in a great giveaway at the Wilson County Fair. You've got a Jeep that somebody might take home.
Yes, we do. We've got a Jeep Renegade, a 2019 Jeep Renegade that's in the great giveaway. We're always glad to be a part of that. It's a wonderful thing. The Wilson County Fair is a great, certainly a lot of effort goes into doing that by a lot of volunteers in Wilson County, and it's a great thing for the county.
Well, I even get to introduce you on the night of the
That's
great
right.
giveaway. I guess you'll be there.
Always
God
been
willing,
there.
I plan to be.
Yeah, I've been there for a lot of years, Coleman.
Yeah. Well, I guess we better wrap it up here. Tell everybody that you are open. Your sales department is particularly open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
That's right.
You did have a good July. We're into August now.
We're into August and predicting August to be just a phenomenal month. So we're expecting that also.
All right. Well, we will see you next Monday and do it all over again, I hope. All right. Billy Mullinax, he's general manager for Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet, 600 Pleasant Grove Road. No haggle pricing. Everybody pays the same great low price. 21 minutes before the hour. Got a special guest this morning. And how this all came about is I don't know whether it's worth talking about or not, but let me just introduce Chelsea Hicks, who is my guest. We're going to find out who Chelsea Hicks is. Chelsea, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you here.
Nice to see you.
I saw you at the fair office last week, and I was there to regarding the great giveaway, let's say, and actually Odell Bain and I had been moving the cars and tractors for our allotted time, and we were through and turning the keys in, and you came up to me, and some of the people there said I ought to be on your radio
That's
program.
what they told me, so I just figured I'd ask.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. I probably have seen you in the office, but I didn't.
Well,
I'm not
the
sure
same.
we even got an introduction prior to the
really.
other day.
I
And the
don't
next
think
thing you
so.
know, you're my guest out here for
Yeah,
Monday morning.
I knew that I could finally put a name to a face because I know I've seen you there before, and I've talked to you on the phone many times too. You'd call and ask for Mary Ann, and I'd transfer you. So I did recognize your voice when I finally met you in person. That's who that guy is.
What do you do at the fair office?
Well, I am the administrative assistant, which is just, the secretary. From phone calls to emails to doing, I'm mainly over the commercial booths too. Besides Diana, like there's a committee behind the commercial booths, but I'm kind of like the middleman, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about you. Did you grow up in Wilson County?
I did not. No. I am from Big Bend, West Virginia, actually. I moved here about 2 years ago.
Big Bend,
yes.
Where in the world?
Small town, 300 people, no joke.
What's it close to?
Do you know where Parkersburg, West Virginia
Not really.
is?
I'm
Charleston.
not sure I've ever been in West Virginia. I went from Cincinnati to Washington, D.C. one time. I think we might have gone through the edge of West Virginia.
Okay.
But that's the only time.
Charleston is the capital. I'm about 2.5 hours north of Charleston.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Well, what did you go to high school, college?
I did. I went to high school in Calhoun County, West Virginia, and then I went to college at Glenville State College, which is about 45 minutes away from where I lived, and I got a bluegrass degree and an education degree from Glenville, and that's kind of what brought me here. I came here for music to Nashville originally. I moved to Nashville 2 years ago. And ended up in Lebanon. So
singing is in your life.
That's ever since I was a little girl. Yes, sir.
Patsy Clyde from West Virginia.
She, I don't know.
I think so.
She might have been. I don't know.
She came to Nashville.
I love me some Patsy Cline. I do.
Well, what's it been like coming here? Did you have some connections? Did you just come here?
Well, I was supposed to have an internship. They were trying to get me an internship lined up in Nashville through my bluegrass degree to get college credit and all that good stuff. I was looking into CMT, working with them, the Opry, anything that I could really get just to get my foot in the door that summer. and then it kind of fell through. I couldn't find a place to stay, so I kind of just came anyway and kind of took fate in my own hands for a little while, I guess you could say.
You don't know him, and I have to think twice to think of his name, but there's a friend of mine I've known here for quite some time. He actually worked in law enforcement at one time, had him on the program, but when he graduated from high school, the night of his graduation, he said he threw his stuff in the back of his car and came to Nashville. He wanted to be a piano player on the Grand Ole Opry.
Well, hey, you got to do it. You're only young once, right? That's what they told me.
And he toured with Farron Young and some others. He's got a great story, and seemed like he might have played for Jim Ed Brown. I've forgotten now, but anyway, he's a good pianist. But of course, most of the time, unless you are really into it, you've got to have a day job. And
oh my gosh, for sure, I've learned that. Absolutely. No, it's the music industry nowadays. It's basically who you know. You know, you have to know people. You have to make those connections. You have to go out there literally and just introduce yourself to people.
Well, how far have you come as far as singing goes?
Well, from moving to Nashville on a whim without a job or a place to stay, I'm working actually with a record label now in Nashville, to kind of, when you really think about it, BAM Records. I'm working with the producer for them and a songwriter, Sam Tate. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's written for Tim McGraw, Martina McBride, Reba McEntire, all those amazing people that I look up to. You know, I feel like I'm in now with some really, you know, I'm where I need to be right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, have you made some recordings?
I haven't yet. It's definitely a long process. I have to get. They're mainly wanting me to get my name out there first because nobody really knows who I am.
Well, is Chelsea Hicks your real name?
It is, and everybody asks me. It's so funny. They're like, "Are you going to change your name?" When, you know, if anything
that's what was my
like that happens,
question.
and I'm like, "No, why would I do that? That's what my mom and my daddy gave me. Why would I change it? They'd kill me."
Well, I appreciate that. Although I can understand both sides.
Oh,
of
for
that.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah, if you
right.
want to definitely keep it, you know, your personal life more personal.
Yeah.
I totally get that. But I don't know. I've always seen it as Chelsea Hicks is who I've always been, and I'm going to go out that way. So.
All right, we got to take a break right here. Chelsea Hicks is with us. We got a lot more to talk about on the other side of this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And at 7:47, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota and Rental, fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Moving minor wreck over to the side here on 40 westbound at Spence Lane. There's just so much traffic trying to get in through Hermitage Donald Center right now on 40 headed towards downtown. Dr. D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard in Meharry. That's a crash at that intersection. 24 westbound on a ramp at OHB south of town. Still a lot of traffic coming up through Brentwood as we check that out. 65 northbound applied Old Hickory Boulevard. Prince's Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. Have lunch today at 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance? No problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Head coach Mike Vrabel's in year number 2 with talent on defense.
It's intercepted! Kevin Meyer! Jarrell Casey! First John Landry with the sack!
Join us right here with the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, and Coach Dave McGinnis.
Brought to you by Absolute Kubota Exmark, Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, Steve Moore Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. My thanks to Chelsea Hicks for coming out this morning. To kind of, hey, before, let me do this. We'll get back to Chelsea in a second. I do want to remind everybody, I guess I'm proud of this, but and I'll tell you something in a minute, but WANT is now archiving every Coleman and Company show online. So you go to WANTFM.com, scroll down the page a little and click on the link that says Details underneath Coleman and Company, and it'll take you to a page with a link that says click here to listen to previous interviews. And the shows are posted each weekday morning about an hour after they air. What I'm getting at here, I mean, nobody's perfect, and God knows I make my share of mistakes. And on live radio, once it's said, it's out there and all that kind of stuff. I hope nobody goes to these archives and pulls out a multitude of mistakes they found I've made and then displays them on social media or something. That's what I was laughing about. Chelsea, you know what I'm talking about.
I know. I've been there. For sure.
But Chelsea Hicks is with us today. She works at the fair office, administrative assistant. Been here for 2 years from Big Bend, West Virginia. Population about 300.
Right around there.
What'd you say, 2.5 hours north of
Charleston, which is the capital, yeah.
But anyway, if you're not familiar with the geography of West Virginia, it doesn't matter anyway. But she's here on a music venture, really. You're hoping to do recording, I guess the sky's the limit.
Yep, pretty much. That's just what I always believed. You know, I just don't want to wake up, you know, when I'm 50 and be like, what if I didn't do that? You know, I regret that. I don't want to regret anything. So.
Well, what's your favorite kind of music? What do you think you do best?
Well, I grew up singing in church, so I love traditional gospel music, but my heart is in traditional country.
Oh.
That's where it is. And of course, nowadays you gotta sing and do whatever, you know, that the generation loves, which I know that traditional country music isn't. It's still there, but it's not as it's faint, you know, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Country music today, I do love it. It is, you know, it's great, but my heart is in traditional country music.
You have some favorite singers or even some favorite songs we could talk about a little bit?
Yeah. You know, I've always idolized Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
She's the queen of country music, I always say. Of course, there's Reba McEntire. I just think she's a hoot. Her, I don't know, just Fancy. Who doesn't love the song Fancy? Like, I can get down to that song. That's my jam. Song-wise, my favorite country song is He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. No doubt.
You're kidding.
No joke. I love that. That makes you feel something, you know?
I know. It's probably one of my favorites.
Well, hey, we're going to get along just fine. Yeah.
Do you know the story behind that? They wanted George Jones to record that song.
And I heard he didn't.
Like
the first time he said no.
In no uncertain terms.
Yes. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. What was the word he described that? It wasn't dismal. It was morbid. Nobody wants to listen to that morbid so-and-so.
I listen to that morbid song every day.
But he recorded, of course, and the rest is history. But you have some people you're working with. How did you make contact? You come
through the fair, through my fair job. No kidding. It's kind of I'll try to shorten the story. I'm over the commercial booths. Well, I'm not directly over it, but I help. I'm, like I said, I'm the middleman to the committee for people that apply. So Mending Fences Cowboy Church out on Old LaGuardia Road, out on 109. They came in, they have a booth with us this year. And I got to talking to this guy, and he's like, so you love country music? I was like, yeah, man, that's my life. And he goes, well, you need to come to our church. And I said, okay. So I went and visited and fell in love with it. Absolutely love it. And the guitar player there at the time was a talent scout for this record label in Nashville. And that evening, they got me up to sing, and that's kind of how I got connected. So it's definitely timing and who you know. You know, in this business.
Are you going to be singing at the fair?
I am, yes. The 24th, which is the last Saturday of the fair, at 4:00 in the afternoon. I'll be singing for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know which stage?
The community stage, which is
where is? I know we've got all the different. I can't remember which stage.
It's right near. It's right on the midway, I think, right near the pageant stage, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, they can find you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're singing for 45
We have maps.
minutes to an hour.
Printed out lots of maps.
If you're saying, 8 or 10 songs maybe in that period of time?
Yeah. Yep. I have 15 laid out. I'll probably talk though because I'm a talker. So we'll see.
What one or two you might sing? Are there songs we would know?
Oh yeah. Well, if you love, traditional country music, of course, I'm singing some Dwight Yoakam. I love me some Dwight Yoakam. Fast as You. That's another good song that I love. I'm singing Walking After Midnight, by Patsy Cline, of course. I'm a huge Keith Whitley fan too. So when you say Nothing at All, I'm Over You, all those good make you feel good songs,
Well, I'm not exactly surprised, but I am impressed that you really like traditional country music.
It's
because to me, the country music has changed an awful lot.
Yeah, it has.
Some of the stuff that's called country isn't really country to me anymore.
And it's just what the generations have changed, and so has music, and it's going to keep changing, and that's it's just something that everybody's got to get used to. And there are some great songs out there. Like I love I don't know if you've heard of the group Runaway June. They're more traditional sounding, but they're great. They're up and at it this day and age. But
let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you were growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you're a little girl, 18 years old or something, did you listen to the radio and did you like music at that time?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I love music. There is a video of me, a home movie, when I was 3 years old with my little plastic guitar singing Jesus Loves Me.
That's another thing I was going to do. You play an instrument?
I do. I play guitar. I'm not a pro at it by any means, but I know enough to keep basic rhythm and to accompany myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't, pick or...
Yeah. When you're going to be at the fair,
Yes.
will you be accompanying yourself? You can have a band with you? Or?
Yeah, I'll have it's actually the Mending Fences Cowboy Church band that's going to help me out. But I'm going to play, I play some of my original songs. They're on my set list, and I'll play guitar on those, but I'm going to let them take care of
some of your original songs. So
Yes.
you're a songwriter too.
I am. I try
How
to
many
be.
songs do you think you might have written?
Total? Oh, gosh. Probably around 25, 30.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy, well, actually he worked here, and this is back in the dark ages, but he told me he wrote a song every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he ever
If I could do that-
think he ever got one published.
I tell you,
and knowing him, I
Yeah.
didn't see his material, but he didn't.
I wish I could write a song every day. That does not happen for me.
I don't know about the quality is what I guess I was going to say there. But anyway, I don't think he ever made it. But for every 100 that come wanting to make it big in Nashville, I don't know what the percentage is, but
I don't even know.
I bet it's not 10%.
I don't even know. They call it a 10-year town. Have you ever heard of that
No.
saying? A 10-year town. That's usually how long it takes for somebody to, whoever makes it. That's usually around the limit that they had.
Really?
It's crazy. But I've been here 2 years and working with some good people, so I think I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. You write songs. You love traditional country.
Yes.
You sing. You accompany yourself on guitar a little bit.
A little bit. Keywords, a little bit.
If and when, and let's say when you get in that recording studio, you're going to put your heart into it. And,
Oh, yes.
And things are going to happen.
I'm praying to God.
Do you think there might be in your future an opportunity, even if you don't necessarily record, to go and be part of a tour front for somebody? I mean, is that maybe your next step?
I would love to do I even said, if my singing career personally does not work out, I want to be involved with, the Opry or the Ryman, just something. I just want to be around it. I don't care. It's my dream. It's always been my dream to sing. That's all I've ever wanted to do. But if I could just live the rest of my life around the one thing that I'm the most passionate about, I will be perfectly content.
You're an interesting person to me, and
That's like I said. Everybody tells me that, and good thing.
Appreciate you coming out and sharing time. We got a couple minutes left here this morning, and if you joined us late, a lot of people tell me, "Hey, you get to talking to somebody, and I don't know who. I joined you late, and I don't know who it is." This is Chelsea Hicks. She's administrative assistant in the fair office and singing on the side right now, but hoping to make it big in Nashville. But going to be at the Wilson County Fair.
Yes.
You said on the second Saturday.
Yes, the 24th
At 4:00.
Yes.
And singing for 45 minutes to an hour, and you're with this the church group. I
yes,
believe.
Mending Fences Cowboy Church.
They've got that time block, and but it's mostly you that's going to be or.
Yeah, I mean, it is
With
me, but
their
they're accompanying me.
Okay,
yes.
their band. Okay.
Yes.
And that way you don't have to play. It'll be more than just your guitar.
Yes.
And I know you invite all your friends and anybody else that's interested to come and hear you. And maybe we've whetted a few appetites here this morning.
I hope
but,
so.
In the meantime, you'll still be administrative assistant at the fair. And,
yes, sir.
How long you been? I didn't even ask you this. How long you been at the fair?
Since February.
Oh, so
of
you
this
haven't
year.
even experienced the Wilson County.
I visited the last couple years, but I've never worked it.
Because you were in Nashville or something.
Yes, and my boyfriend, he's from Lebanon, and that's how I got to Lebanon was through him.
Okay.
And he is involved with the fair. He's on the fair board.
Well, do you want to tell who he is? You don't have
Yeah, sure, I can. Do you know Felicia Hale that works in the office?
Oh, yeah.
It's her nephew, Austin
Okay.
Plumley.
Austin Plumley.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, we're in our final minute here. Chelsea, I appreciate you coming out this morning, and I'm sure you do a good job in the fair office. My part there's been to whatever I do with the great giveaway, but we have at least seen each other a time or two, and then all of a sudden here you are. And we appreciate you being here and wish you well. And again, remind everybody you will be singing at the fair on Saturday, the second Saturday, 4:00.
Yes, sir.
So thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I hope I didn't freak you out by tracking you down that day at the fair.
No, everything's fine. We're going to say that's it for Monday. Invite you to join us tomorrow for the Tuesday edition. And until tomorrow, I wish you a magnificent day.